All right, and the rumors going out there, and I'm hoping they just rumors, you know what I'm saying? But shout, I think who sent this to me, man? Let me shout through. I think Mike sent it to me. Yeah, rumors out there saying that Detroit Lions could be interested in uh they could be interested in bringing in Matt Nagy as the OC. Now they've already interviewed an internal candidate. I believe I just read. I pulled it up real quick, and Ben Johnson, who is expected to be a candidate to take over. Now, just because you're the defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, don't mean you call the play. So we still ain't heard if which we still hasn't heard if we still haven't heard if Matt Patricia is going to take over play calling or give it up. Not Matt Patricia. I'm still in Montreal watching video. Dan Campbell will continue to call the plays or give it up, but right now it's being said that Ben Johnson just interviewed for the OC position. So I mean, um, oh, right here, 43 minutes ago, Ben Johnson's interviewed who are the Detroit Lions OC Jazz expects clarity in the near future. It says Dan Campbell had multiple lengthy conversations with Ben Johnson about Detroit Lions vacant offensive coordinator job. And Ben Johnson said for the most discussed discussion have revolved around how he can make Campbell's vision for the offense come to life. And remember, focus on that real quick. Remember that. Remember how you say how you can make how he can make his offensive vision. Just remember that. Remember remember that part of that real quick, right? I'm gonna elaborate on that shortly. So he's he said, "quote It's really his vision for it and having his back with his vision." Johnson said Thursday at the Senior Bowl, and I want to see uh, where he wants to go. I think it really kind of centers there. This is a head coach driven team, and that's our offense, defense, special team where he wants it to go. We will go, and that of course depends on our personnel and go out from there. Johnson is the favorite to replace Anthony Lynn, offensive coordinator, though Campbell said he plans to meet with other candidates this week. Right. So he said he's a Lions assistant since 2019, and the team's tight end coach the past two seasons. Johnson served as a de facto pass game coordinator over the final 9 weeks of the season after Campbell stripped Lynn of play calling abilities. With Campbell calling the plays, Johnson taking a more hands-on approach, the Lions saw a significant improvement in the offense. They won their only 3 games of the year after week 9 while increasing their scoring by more than 4 points per game during the span and showing more creativity in the Patterson game. Campbell still has not decided if he will call plays next season, but Johnson will get a trial run in the role as one of the several line staff members that will out with elevated duties at the Senior Bowl. Assistant head coach, running back coach Stu Staley is serving as head coach for the American team in the game. Secondary coach Ari Pleasant is the defensive coordinator. So he says, hashtag, quote, listen, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a quality control coach or whatever you are on the ladder, you're getting evaluated every day, John said, quote, the team, quote, that's a coach and player. So I treat it the same way I've always treated every day I go into the office. Eyes are on me. I need to do my job. I owe that to my coworkers. I owe that to the players. You let the chips fall where they may from there. But I haven't really wavered from that in my career. And so far that's just another step in the process. So like I said before, he got an important position. You know, he has an important position and I think that he I mean obviously he should have an inside track on it. Because if Dan Campbell want to call plays, he can still have plays to still groom Ben Johnson. You know, let's have a rapport. You know what I'm saying? So he should be the leader. And apparently he already proved himself as a passing game coordinator. Y'all know where the vision this team is going with Jared Goff. Y'all got to replicate what y'all did last season. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You have to replicate what you did last season. You know, and if they can replicate what they did they can replicate what they did last season, I mean, um, I think they will be all right. So they just got to continue to keep doing what they doing, and I think he probably will be the offensive coordinator. Somebody might come in there and blow the doors off, and I might be like, you know what I'm saying? I might be like, okay, that can't happen. Yeah, it definitely can't happen. So I mean, we gotta kind of wait and see. But like I said before, they talked about Matt Nagy coming in here. Now, I want to go back to the point where I talked about his vision is really helping Cam. It's really how he can help Campbell, Tom Ben Johnson, Campbell vision for the office come to life. And that vision with Campbell, at least with Jared Goff, has been running the ball. They take some shots downfield off play action is a very basic thing. And I thought when they didn't get Jared Goff the weapons that that he needed to complete this job, I thought that I knew there was going to be a failure, and I knew they was going to have to protect him with good offensive line play. We had some injuries, but it still was pretty good, even with some of the backups like Matt Nielsen and Evan Brown and guys like that. So I knew they was going to have to help him, but he just didn't have. I don't think he got a good arm at all. His arms suck. How about that? And I said it. His arms suck. He ain't got the biggest arm. And I don't like the way the ball come out his hands. It don't really zip out his hand. I don't know if it's because he was injured, the oblique injury, but the ball zipped a lot better. Going into the second half of the season. I don't know, but I don't know what to explain it. But he don't look to be a great big arm at all. He got to, maybe it's because his hand's small. I shake my small hand. Maybe because his hand's small, whatever it may be. But like I said before, it's gonna be interesting. But with that vision of protecting Jared Goff, getting a Matt Nagy, which I'm about to really just get comfortable on this subject real quick. But getting Matt Nagy, he don't come from a tree. He doesn't come from the tree. He doesn't come to a tree that fits Dan Campbell's vision. I thought Dan Campbell thought his vision was gonna be like Dan Campbell thought his vision probably was gonna be like with Anthony Lynn, a former running back. We're gonna run the football. That really wasn't his MO. All right, that really wasn't his MO in the Chargers. They was, rightfully so. He got a Hall of Fame quarterback and he has a Hall of Fame quarterback in Phillip Rivers, and then you get a hot shot quarterback in Justin Herbert. But he don't really commit to running. They ran the ball well in San Diego, but he had a nice balance, and maybe being a former running back, Dan Campbell thought that he would understand how to run the football more, how to really protect Jared Goff. And I think he just went with what made Jared Goff comfortable. So here we go already. I think he went with what made Jared Goff comfortable, honestly. And Goff, some of the plays that they little arrow, a little out to the end route, they did it in a double like slant out the end route, whatever it was they did that later, lose the game. He threw a pick. And I think, Campbell wanted them to run the ball and protect Jared Goff a lot more. Anthony Lynn didn't do that, bro. He let Jared Goff continue to throw the ball and then was comfortable with Goff. And like I said, a couple of things happened after he got stripped of play duties. I mean, it was rumors that they had some friction between him and Goff. They said that wasn't true. Of course, they're not going to admit to it. And then they got Josh Reynolds, and I think that changed everything. But even under Dan Campbell, he wasn't elite. He still sucked. He still sucked under Dan Campbell. Josh Reynolds was the biggest difference maker. Even with Dan Campbell playing ball control, he still was sucking in Pittsburgh, even including the injury, obviously. He still was sucking versus Minnesota. People forgot he threw the pick. We thought the game was over. But in hindsight, the interception he threw at the end of the game, that allowed the Lions more time instead of punting it. Minnesota run the clock out, kick, and win the field goal. That interception, gave Minnesota good field position, and they was able to score at least some time on the clock. So even in that situation, he still threw a pick. And, Arizona, they had a good game there. And then, one of the wins was he went against a backup quarterback in the second half after Aaron Rodgers was spanking him in the first half. So really, he really only responsible for two wins because they ran into a team that played they was already locked in at number one and played their backup. So for the back half, and they still almost lost that game. So he beat Minnesota. A pick turned to be a good thing. He beat Arizona, that was his best game. So in reality, he played 2 good games. The third one, he played versus backups. Had Rodgers played for something, they wouldn't have won that game. So, like I said before, had they not won that game, they would have had the number 1 overall pick. But it says pros and cons of Matt Nagy becoming head coach and Lions offensive coordinator. So, like I said before, man, I don't even need to read this. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to read this at all. So, I don't even need to read this, man. I tell you what, he young too. He 43. He definitely get a second shot. He played quarterback too. I didn't even know he played quarterback. He played for the New York Dragons. Nobody. He played for Philadelphia in the practice squad 1 year. You know what I'm saying? He rose to the ranks, was an interim coach for Philadelphia. When he was, practice squad, he went to practice squad for Philadelphia today. Coaching assistant, offensive quality control, Chiefs quarterback coach, core offensive coordinator, 16-17. And then, after 2 seasons offensive coordinator, he was a head coach. You know what I'm saying? You see how easy that was to come up the ranks? A lot of the other coaches we talking in the Terrell Austin video, you know what I'm saying? They transition is never that smooth. He's trash. He butt cheeks, man. He butt cheeks. So let me double check something. So he been with them since 2018, right? He been there since 2018. Trying to just think in my mind real quick. So yeah, he came. I think he came before Mitchell Trubisky. Did he? Hold on. Let me double check this. Yeah, he came before Mitchell Trubisky. I believe it. I believe it was he. 2017. Trubisky was So he got there in 2000. So he got here 1 year after they took Mitchell Trubisky. So fine, can't put that on him. But like I said before, when you look at this dude, man, the biggest reason this ain't a fit. He comes from a tree of football where they don't believe in running the ball. Did you watch the AFC Championship game? Did anybody watch the AFC Championship game? I want to ask, did anybody watch the AFC Championship game where if you understand football and understand what's been happening to the Kansas City Chiefs, okay, they've been seeing a lot of too high. If that's a cover 2 shell, too high, they want Patrick Mahomes to not get the big play and go underneath. They want him not to get the big play and go underneath and go through his progressions and take what the defense give him, right? When you go with two high safeties, you know what that's basically begging you to do is run the ball. You can't run the ball versus 2 high safety. In a lot of years with the Detroit Lions, they could not run the ball with 2 high safeties. They couldn't. You know what I'm saying? They would be facing 6 and 7 man box. Teams would go and they nickel personnel, and the Detroit Lions still couldn't run the ball. So when you can't run the ball with 2 high safeties, then I don't have to put somebody else in the box. I could take a linebacker, put a nickel back out there. I could play with an extra guy high. It's going to be tough for you to throw the ball. If I keep everything in front of my safeties and you can't get past them, which if they playing high, they shouldn't get anything in front of them, fine. Draw the ball loose. But when you play too high, you have to run the ball. You have numbers. You have to force them to put that running back. You have to put that safety back in the box. You have to play smash ball football. And Andy Reid, man, he been doing that for years. Andy Reid been doing that for years, bro. You know Andy Reid is not going to run the football. That is a natural fact. That is a natural fact that Andy Reid will not run the football. And for years, Jim Johnson and those guys had great defenses. They had great defenses, and they was losing games like 3-10 and stuff of that nature. They lost like 5 or 6 NFC Championship games, and a lot of people got back and they blamed Donovan McNabb. And Andy Reid has always been the problem. Mahomes was just so great. Bro, in that he, for one season, he was able to overcome and endure Andy Reid's shortcoming. It don't matter how bad they get out. Andy Reid is going to throw the football. no matter what. And with Jared Goff, if you're gonna continue to, if you're gonna have to put a pistol in the Matt Nagy head to run the football, they had to be so bad with Trubisky a couple years ago. They had to force him to run the football. And when they actually did run the football with Mitchell Trubisky, when they actually did run the football, they looked damn good down the stretch of that season. But it took him everything in his power to run that football. It took everything in his power to have to run the football. And they still got smoked in the playoffs, I think, or they missed the playoffs. Whatever it was, they still got smoked. So with them, bro, you have to force them to run the football. And personally, bro, he comes from a pass first tree. He comes from a pass first tree, bro. That's what he come from. That's the biggest reason why this don't work. And then again, if you plan on getting a young quarterback anytime soon, or a quarterback that need help anytime soon, you know, he ain't the one to help develop. He couldn't even get Justin Fields ready, bro. He might have destroyed Justin Fields already. You know what I'm saying? So this is a you know what I'm saying? So this is a horrible fit. So you'll tend to bring in a young quarterback eventually for Jared Goff, or a quarterback like Daniel Jones with Baker Mayfield that may need to be reconstructed, need to be, you know what I'm saying, need to be kind of, built back up. He ain't the guy. All he believe is throwing. Throwing. That's all he believe in. Throwing. So right there, just Anthony Lynn all over again, worse. But he refused to run the ball. It's not a great fit. And then you talking about, him helping Mark Brunell, right? Reconstruct and rebuild a quarterback, or help build a guy like Willis Pickett or somebody in the future, like what's my man's name from Alabama, whatever, dude from CJ Stroud or something from Ohio State, help rebuilding those guys. And guess what? He not gonna help that. He showed you with Justin Fields and Trubisky, he couldn't help. He helped Trubisky for a minute. And when people figured out what Trubisky was doing, all that junk was stopped. So obviously this ain't the move. A guy who failed with a couple young quarterbacks that was mobile, 2 mobile quarterbacks, and also he failed, to figure out to run the ball. When he did start running the ball, it was too late. They got smoked. Wasn't it by the Saints? They got smoked in the playoffs. So why would you bring a guy in that don't fit your vision, at least for Jared Goff, and then he don't fit your vision in the future? How does that work? He don't fit your vision for Jared Goff now, and then he showed the ability not to be able to help develop quarterbacks. He gonna be working with quarterbacks more closer than Mark Brunell. That's a fact. He gonna be helping more quarterbacks more than Mark Brunell. Because he going to be the play caller. And y'all want this dude who don't believe in running the ball to come here and be an offensive coordinator who got ran out of Chicago to be an offensive coordinator? Y'all smoking crack. He come from the Andy Reid tree where you got to have somebody that's super duper superior to be able to overcome the bull jive of them. They suck. Andy Reid been losing championship games for since I was a kid, literally. No pun intended, no figuratively speaking. You know what I'm saying? He been bumming it up for years, bro. For years he been doing this. You know? For years he been doing this. And that's all you got to do is sit back and make Andy Reid quarterback dink and dack and beat you, because they will not run the football. The box is empty. It's empty as an Amazon box. You took something out and left it on the curve. And they refuse to run the football. So it's my take on it. I'd rather Ben Johnson get it than this bum than anybody. At least Ben Johnson proved something with Dan Campbell, because he also had a hand in Campbell being on new coordinator. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Check me out on podcast. We just talked about yesterday. The Brian Flores stuff. I'm not gonna touch on that type of stuff on YouTube and Twitter, Facebook. So check my Spotify out for that one. Goodfella TV on podcast on Goodfella TV podcast on Spotify. Goodfella TV podcast on Anchor. You can listen to both of those. 30 minutes explicit, not for kids' ears, right? That the podcast. But if you want to financially support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal in the description. That's where to donate. Thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button, bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase chance of notification, go live or drop a video. Like I said, other than that, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. One time for the one time piece. Other than that, man, check out my YouTube channel, my other one, Goodfella TV, right here on YouTube. That's Goodfella.